Yes, all of you. Uh, in the last class, we have seen inheritance. So, inheritance, what do you mean by inheritance? When one class acquires the property of another class, it is called as inheritance. In inheritance, we are having two type of classes. One is base class, and another one is inherited or derived class. The class from which properties are acquired are called base class, and the properties which a new class inherits from the base class is called as inherited or derived class. And then there are types of inheritance. First one is single inheritance, in which we have uh, one base class and one derived class. Multiple inheritance is there, in which more than one base class are derived into a single inherited class or derived class. It is called as multiple inheritance. The next type of inheritance is multi-level inheritance. In this type of inheritance, a base class is derived into intermediate derived class, and then this class is again derived to another class. It is called as multi-level inheritance. Then next type is hierarchical inheritance, which is combination of one or more above type of inheritance. So we have seen syntax for there is hierarchical inheritance. One more type of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance, in which one base class can be derived to more than one derived class, is called as hierarchical inheritance. Then we have seen visibility mode. So we are having three visibility modes, that is public, private and protected. Uh, this public, private and protected is access specifier of the classes. So we have seen if we are using uh, visibility mode as public to derive a base class into inherited class, then whatever contents are there of public will remain as public in the new derived class. Similarly, protected data members and functions will remain as protected, and private you cannot inherit in any type of visibility. Similarly, in the next, if we are using visibility mode as private, then the public and protected data and functions in the base class will be uh, private in the derived class. Similarly, if you are using protected as a visibility mode, then the public and protected data will become protected in the derived class. We have seen example of single inheritance, in which we are using a single base class which is derived to a single derived class. Right. Now, today we will see how constructors behave when we are having some constructors in base class and derived class. So now I will change this function to a constructor. In the previous class, we have seen what is constructor. Constructor is a special member function which are invoked automatically when an object is created. So I am creating a constructor. This is a simple constructor base, and here I am having a constructor as. Now we will see how it behaves. So I will write here constructor in and derived class, and this is constructor in base class. So now there is no need to call this. Okay, so, yes, so we will try to run it. Right. Two, yes, nine. I will run it and let's see. So it is saying this is constructor in base class, and secondly it is saying it is constructor in the derived class, right? So you can see when we are creating the object of derived class, it will call the constructor of both the classes. In what sequence? It will call the constructor of base class first, then the constructor in the derived class, right? So when we have constructor both in the base class and derived class, and we will create object of derived class, then first the constructor in the base class will be called, and then constructor in the derived class will be called. We will try to write destructor as well in both the classes, and we will see how it works. So what is destructor? Destructor is a special member function which is invoked automatically when an object is destroyed. Destructor, and similarly I will create a destructor for the base class. So we will try to see how it performs. I will write here control F9. So the constructor in the base class will be called first, then constructor in the derived class, and we will see the output. Okay, so now you can see the this is destructor in the derived class, and this is destructor in the base class, right? So you can observe that when we are having destructor both in base class as well as in derived class, then the destructor in the derived class will be called first, then the destructor in the base class will be called, right? Okay, so we have seen how constructor behaves when we have both constructor and destructor in the base class as well as in derived class. Means when we are having constructor in the base class as well as in derived class, and we use uh, derived class to create an object, then firstly the constructor in base class will be called, and then constructor in the derived class will be called. Similarly, if both the classes have destructor, then destructor in the derived class will be called first. After that, destructor in the base class will be called. Right. Now we will see Next type of inheritance, that is multiple inheritance. In multiple inheritance, we are having two base classes. So base class 1, and then you are having base class 2. So I will simply create one more base class. And then I will copy it. So this is base class 1, in which we will be having constructor as well as destructor. Similarly, this we have created base class 2, and here also we are having constructor and destructor, and also right here this is constructor in base class 1, this is destructor in base class 1, this is constructor in base class 2, this is destructor in base class 2. Okay, so we have created two. So we will, one class we have inherited, then another class base 2. Simply we have inherited base class 1 and base class 2. This is the syntax for multiple inheritance. Right? So we have uh, acquired the property of both classes, that is base 1 and base 2, in the derived class, and we are simply creating the object for derived class. Now we can see how it performs. F9. So you can see the constructor in the base class 1 is called first, then constructor in the base class 2, then constructor in the derived class. Similarly, if you can see destructor, so first destructor in derived class is called first, then destructor in base class 2 called first, then destructor in base class 1. Right. So it's a simple nested structure. You can observe that the constructor of the class which is called later, uh, for that destructor will be called first. Right. This type of structure is also called as nested structure. Right. So, on which criteria it is depending that which constructor to be called first is the sequence of inheritance which we are using. So we have inherited base class 1 first, then base class 2. That's why constructor in base class 1 is called first. After that, constructor in base class 2 is called. If you change the sequence, the calling of the constructor will also get changed. Okay. So I have written base class 2 and base class 1 now. So you can see certain changes in the output as well. Now also you can see the constructor in base class 2 is called first, then the constructor in base class 1 is called, and then derived class. Similarly for the destructor as well, right? Like this. So in this you have seen that we are having two base classes, that is base class 1 and base class 2, which is inherited into derived class. This type of inheritance is called as multiple inheritance. Now we can see multi-level inheritance. Next type of inheritance is multi multi-level inheritance. Now we will use this base class 1, and this base class 1 will be derived in base class 2, and here in the derived class we will only inherit the base class 2, right? So in multiple inheritance, one base class is inherited into intermediate base class, and again that base class is inherited into another derived class. Right? So this is called as multi-level inheritance. Again in this we will see how the constructor and destructors are called. So you can see the constructor of the super base class is called first, which has been derived or inherited in base class 2. Then constructor of base class 2 is called, and then constructor in derived class is called. Right? Similarly, for destructor of derived class is called first, then destructor of base class 2, then destructor of base class 1. This type of inheritance is called as multi-level inheritance. And this type of inheritance is called as multi-level inheritance, in which one base class is derived to intermediate base class, and that intermediate base class is again derived to some other base class. Right? Now we will see last type of inheritance, that is hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. In a hierarchical inheritance, one base class uh, is derived to more than one derived class, right? So for example, we are having one base class, that is base 1, that is derived to base class 2, and again it can be derived to derived class. Okay. So this type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance, right? Wherein we are having relationship as parent and children. In this case, this base class 1 will be parent for both base class 2 and derived class. Right? So this type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance. So in this case, we need to create two objects, right? So one is for a derived class, and another one will be for base class 2, that is B. Right? Because this base class 2 has not been derived to derived class, so we need to use the object of base class 2, right? So it will be same as the simple classes, wherein one class is derived to the another class, right? So we will see the output once again. F9. Okay, so first we have created the object of derived class. So constructor of base class 1 will get called, and constructor of derived class will get called. Similarly, we have next created the object of base class 2, which will again call the constructor of base class 1 and the constructor of base class 2. Right? And calling of destructor will be in reverse order. Right? So, the calling uh, of destructors will be reverse order, in which the constructors are called. Right? Next type is hybrid inheritance, in which we can have one or more type of inheritance combined. So we can have multi-level inheritance and multiple inheritance combined in a single inheritance. Right? Anybody has any doubt related to this one? Generally, the data members which we want to inherit it into new class are declared as protected. Here we have written as public, but generally, whenever we want to inherit any data from the base class, we declare it as a public. If you give SS specifier as private, it will not get inherited. So you need to use the SS specifier as protected in order to inherit the data members and functions into the derived class. Right. So we are having three SS specifiers. Once again, I am repeating which one: private, protected, and uh, public. Okay. So public data is accessible everywhere. Private data is accessible only within the class, and protected data is accessible in the class and in the inherited class. In the class and in the inherited class. Once again, we will see, revise this thing. So inheritance, it's uh, very important as far as your examination is also concerned. Okay. So what is inheritance? Inheritance, when one class acquires the property of another class, it is called as inheritance. In inheritance, we are having two classes, uh, namely base class, from which we acquire the property, and another one is inherited class. Into that class, we acquire the property from the base class. There are types of inheritance. First type is single inheritance. In single inheritance, there is one base class and one derived class. Yeah. So base class is derived into single base class is derived to a single derived class. Is called as single inheritance. Then multiple inheritance. In multiple inheritance, more than one base class is derived to single inherited class is called as multiple inheritance. You can see the syntax for it. This is called as multiple inheritance. Don't get confused to multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. In multiple inheritance, you will be having more than one base class. Whereas in hierarchical inheritance, you will be having only single base class. So in multiple inheritance, there will be more than one base class which is derived to a single derived class. Similarly, next type of inheritance is multi-level inheritance, in which a base class is derived to an intermediate derived class, and that class is again derived to another derived class. Right. So you can see the syntax for it. Then next type of inheritance is hierarchical inheritance, in which one base class may be derived to more than one derived class. Right. And last type of inheritance is hybrid inheritance, which is combination of one or more type of inheritance above, which we have discussed. Then we are having visibility modes. Visibility modes are public, private, and protected. If a data member is defined as public and you are using visibility mode as public, then the data will be treated as public in the derived class. Private data you are not able to inherit, right? And if you are using visibility mode as public, then the protected data will be protected in the derived class. Similarly, when you are using private as a visibility mode, then the private data will the public data will become private, and protected data will also become private in the inherited class. Similarly, if you are using visibility mode as protected, then the public and protected data will become protected the derived class. Right? Anybody has any doubt, you can ask. This is all about inheritance. It is very important topic as far as your examination is concerned. Anybody has any doubt, you can ask. Okay, I will give one assignment. Okay, all of you, you need to submit the assignments. You need to write those assignments, whatever I have given from the earlier classes as well. While you will be coming when the college will get start, you need to submit all those assignments, and your internal theory assessment mark will be depending upon the assignment which has been given to you, and you need to submit those assignments. Okay. Okay, so design a class employee having data fields as ID and name. Derive this class to a class to a class department having fields fields basic salary and department name. Calculate the gross salary and display data for one employee. Okay, so this is your first assignment. Second assignment, second, design a class student with field as roll number and name from a semester. Inherit this class to another class test having field marked in three subjects. Calculate the percentage and display the result. 10 students, and we will write here for 3 students. Okay, so these two assignment you need to perform. Yes, anybody has any doubt? If you all have any doubt, you can ask. किसी को कुछ पूछना है?